All right, back this week with Community and Outreach Pastor Todd Skinner as my guest. And last week, Todd, we were talking a little bit about the Life Project, specifically the street reach teams. But, one of the things is I heard our pastor say this Sunday morning, he said that we have been called to be farmers. What does that even mean?
Yeah, that was an interesting comment he made, that's for sure. And before we begin on that, I just want to tell you how proud I am of our people here that are going out on those street reach teams. But the being called to be farmers, fishers of men, okay, we get that. Farmers, well, having the whole idea of farming really kind of came about as we started to think, how can we reach people in our local neighborhoods? And that's really what, as a community pastor, I am charged with, is to go out into the local communities and not only reach people, but have our folks, enable our folks to go out there and really give away the gospel. As they give away themselves, they give away the gospel. And my idea was this, because Hidden Valley, and I really, let me say this about Hidden Valley. I really do love the people of Hidden Valley. They're great folks, and I'm over there in the schools, and they're just, the teachers over there are fantastic. All those folks are fantastic. But one of the things that one of their needs is, many times they have physical needs, and we have been supporting them through donations of food and different things, and there are local ministries who do that also. And my idea was this: if a can of beans is good, eventually that can of beans might not be there. And the reality is I don't think that a gospel influence will be there when the can of green beans are gone. So my idea was, why not teach people to grow their own green beans? Well, how does that occur? Well, on our facility here, on our campus here, what we want to do is we want to have a couple different things in terms of being a farmer. The first thing is we want to construct a greenhouse in order to supply raised beds. And raised beds will actually be what we harvest many of the fruits and different vegetables specifically, and they raised beds will be, in a sense, being fed by the greenhouse. And so our people are going to be farmers in the sense that we'll be raising things in the greenhouse, planting them outside, and trying to harvest them in order to give them away to people that we have relationships with. And that's where the whole Street Reach team came in from last week. Remember, we have our people going into the neighborhoods on a weekly basis, and building relationships, prayer requests, and different things, and then being able to give away some of these vegetables to people that they know. We're just not giving them away to just anybody. I mean, anybody's welcome to them, but as you enter into a relationship, just like you many times get tomatoes from your neighbor. The reason why you get tomatoes is it's just a gesture of it's just a kind gesture for someone you know. And so that's kind of what we're up to, because that right there will give us a platform for sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ.
All right, you're saying that we're going to have greenhouses. Now, can you help our listeners visualize what that even means? When you say a greenhouse, what are you talking about? Because I could visualize a raised bed, but how do you mean a greenhouse?
Raised beds, you have the timbers all around, and you have the nice soil in there and different things. But a greenhouse, this is not a glass house. It's actually surrounded by plastic, and now this thing is going to be pretty big. So this is quite a commitment that pastors charging us with being a farmer. It's pretty big.
Now, how big is big?
Well, each greenhouse is about 20 by, and get this, 150.
20 by 150.
Yeah, so if you put them end to end, you're looking at a football field about 20 feet wide.
Wow.
Yeah, it really is big. The great thing about that, though, is we're just not doing just that. These things actually be side by side, not end to end. Mm-hmm. And we'll be catching some of the water that's on top, and we'll be storing that. We're really trying to be sustainable in what we're doing. We're trying not to have any city water. I have also a vision for having solar panels, so all of the fans, we just won't leave a fingerprint at all. We won't be asking the church to give us money for the electric bill. This will be something that, when we get it up and running the way that we've thought of it, we'll not only be receiving water from a well, we'll be receiving water from runoff, we'll be creating our own electricity through the sun, and so this is something that we really want to be sustainable as we go forward. The other thing I would say is, we want to, it's not just giving away food. We're giving away really the best type of food that can be produced. And I'm not against, the broccoli that comes in from, Central California. I'm not against that. I love broccoli salad. But the reality is if we can produce broccoli or fill in the blank, radishes, cucumbers, squash, tomatoes, you fill in the blank. If we can produce that here and give it away, it not only impacts our local community with the nutritional best, but it also helps them in a financial way. And this is all done because of relationships that we've established with local residents. It's not just standing on the corner, hoping whoever comes by can grab a bag of tomatoes and hopefully they can go be warm and blessed. What we're trying to do is we're trying to create a relationship with people through the Street Reach teams, and we mentioned that last week, and then be able to raise food over here to give away. And I think that the thing I just really think is a huge component of this is, there are some people who can physically get out and go on the Street Reach teams. There are some people who have that knack for talking to people. You can call them pastors, you can call them whoever you want. There are certain people in our congregation that love to talk to people about the gospel of Jesus Christ. There are some people who have the expertise of farming. I know that there are several senior adults that I've spoken to in our ministry here who are a huge blessing to me. And the reality is in John 4, it talks about how the reapers and the sowers, they rejoice together. And that's the way I see this. I see this as a body of Christ. Each person having their specific niche within the body, their specific function within the body, contributing to one specific project, one specific area, and then all of them are able to rejoice. When we are over in the Hidden Valley neighborhood and we're knocking on doors and we're able to give away some of this produce, I don't see how the person that is giving away the produce is any less or any more rejoicing than the person who tended for the romaine lettuce. And you think, are you telling me that we're trying to give away produce to the folks that we know in Hidden Valley, and hopefully that becomes a platform for Jesus Christ? That's exactly what I'm saying, number one. And number two, speaking about those raised beds, eventually what I would like to do is I would like to be in such a relationship with somebody where they could actually have their own raised bed. Now that would be something, wouldn't it? Where we would be in a relationship with somebody and we could knock on a door and say, hey, how's that garden going? And it's not that picking up leaves is not important, but the reality is when the leaves are all picked up, perhaps your influence is gone too. But when we can farm 10 months out of the year here, this seems like a real win-win situation, nutritionally and also economically.
Well, Todd, it sounds like an absolutely amazing vision, an absolutely amazing project that's going to be undertaken by Northside, and may the Lord call us, every one of us, to be farmers for His cause, to take of the gospel and to help feed our neighbors.
Thank you so much, Will. I look forward to it.